Hello everybody, how you doing? It's me. I've bust out the snood and the overalls because it's proper cold now in England. It's bloody horrible. And obviously I'm in my unheated workshop, which it's not fun this time of year. It's really not fun this time of year. But we're not at a point yet where I have to bust out the fingerless gloves. My fingers are still working. It's not that cold. It does get that cold. It's horrible. There's a couple of interesting things behind me that I want to show you. First off, I spent some of the morning making this awesome Eurorack case. 2 rows. I'm so spoiled up to this point, and I've only ever had a case this big. So look at this, it's amazing. And on the music table, oh yeah, this is going to be really good. Got the ceramics set up, got a Zoom recorder, finally got one, yeah. So we can start doing some like decent recordings in the workshop. Awesome. And look at this. So we got the power supplies that you can download if you're in the all access tier, and I used another one as a bus board there, and there's another 2 on the top here. So we got loads of power. And maybe we do it as a live stream. I don't know. What do you think? As like putting all the modules in, it's all gonna change, you know, pretty much immediately. It always does. I found the best way to work stuff is to just do it as you go, and then you figure out the best way that you work. And I just made some more 1606 electromagnetic switches. They're in their soak testing. But in this video, we're going to be looking at this awesome thing. I mean, look at just the colour. This is an EMIDICTA. It's a dictaphone. It's what you would record messages to yourself on before you had, you know, your mobile phones. And if I lift this off and lift this up, yeah, this is not a vinyl disc. This is not a wax disc. This is a magnetic disc. So just like on reel-to-reels or cassette players, it's the same stuff, but in disc form. That's pretty interesting. According to the person that I bought this off, this was used by their father-in-law to record messages for ordering stock for his music shop. So there might be his voice on there. And I said to them, you know, if I can recover it, I'll record it and send it back to him. So I'm going to be careful not to overdub on top of it. Try and make a recording of it first. The disc is not looking in the best state, so I mean, even if there's something we can recover on it, it's going to be pretty crackly. But actually, for our purposes, that's not necessarily too bad a thing, because it's going to be more like some kind of like effect box, because I'm not really looking for pristine recordings. We can do that with this thing. Use this as a glorified piece of outboard. So if I bring the read head back across, you'll see on the dial here, it actually tells you whereabouts across the disc you are. And as you reach the end of the tape, there's an actual bell inside that rings to warn you. It's got 2 handles, one on either side. There's a speaker, and there's the controls here, which is listen, dictate, and aux. I guess that's plugging in something else other than the microphone that we've got here. There's the EMIDICTA logo on it on a weird plug. The volume, mic and LS, which I don't really know what it is. There's some lamps with coloured lenses. There is the auxiliary input and the headphone output. And there's the record speed, just like an old record player. So coming around the back, we've got a plaque here. It says Electric and Musical Industries Limited, Middlesex, England. There you go. So that's where it was made, and then it tells you what voltage it takes in. That's the connector for the microphone, and this is the power input. And it's got one of those old school annoying bulging connectors, which I don't have. I don't have one, which is really annoying. But I think we can get around it. So I pulled out the plug. There's the cables that go into screw terminals here. So I figure what I could do is just take those cables off, put it into another terminal block, and then send that to a normal modern 3-pin plug. So we should be able to turn it on. So here is the back of it open. It's actually missing the back panel, but I'm sure we can make our own, but it's not a big deal. This is where the power comes in. You can see those big black and green wires going off to the transformer here, and then this is the AC motor that drives the turntable. You can also see a load of valves down here, which is going to be, you know, all the amplifier section for the speaker and microphone and all the record head and stuff. And then you got the bell here, the limit bell, and there's an interesting mechanism here. I'm not quite sure how it actually works. Can you see here? There's like this lever that goes. I think it works with gravity as well, and it needs a bit of lubrication. So yeah, it's very interesting. Yeah, I'm gonna have to figure that one out. And then down here, can you see just in there? There's a switch, and that is the speed control, and it goes when you turn the speed all the way down, it turns off. So here it's in the off position. Here I'm doing the speed control under here. You can see it's connected to this lever which is moving. Then that indexes with this switch there, switches it on, switches on the motor, and then right at the pivot point there, it's I think it must be connected to a potentiometer or something to control the speed of the motor. Down the bottom here you can see the bulb here that is backlighting the needle that tells you where across the disc you are. There's the speaker, and then the potentiometer for the volume control, made by Morganite, which is quite a famous brand for resistors and stuff. Down in there as well, there's a post office type relay, which is doing something. You can see the armature at the top there. Normally, the things that go wrong the most with these are the electrolytic capacitors. There's one big boy in there, this silver thing. There's another one underneath the Marconi valve. You might be able to see that just behind that spring there. There's also a couple of these axial type capacitors that I can see, but apart from that, they must be hidden. There must be more of them. Not quite sure what's underneath here, so hopefully, fingers crossed, there's nothing wrong with the valves, nothing wrong with the caps. We'll see. The proper way to do this is to use like a variac and slowly increase the voltage, and see if it's smoking or anything, but I don't have one, so I mean, I'm just going to switch it on. So after a quick Google, this is the way that the Bolgins are normally wired up, but it's always good to check because you never trust them. You don't want to connect the live wire to the chassis. So you've got the index little notch there, that's at the bottom, and then neutral, live and ground. And on the bottom of the plug you can see this ground symbol with an arrow going to the furthest pin away, and that pin has a couple of wires coming off of it, one which goes to one of the pin outs on the microphone connector, one goes over to here, screws onto the terminal on the far right, which is going to the chassis ground, so I'm pretty damn sure that that is ground. Then if we follow the others down, they go to this on-off switch here, and then the other side of the switch goes into the transformer and also off to the motor. So the motor is getting the 250 volts, and then it's also going to the transformer, that's transforming it down into the voltage that it needs for the amplifier section. Pretty interesting little wheelie bit here on the transformer. You can see you can spin it around for different input voltages. It's at on 200 at the moment, which is right. The output pin that's connected is plus 30 volts. Go into the other sections of the machine that need that lower voltage. Okay, here we go. Here's our power adapter going down to our plug. Well, there's nothing else for it, just going to turn it on and see what it does. I'm not really sure even what to expect. I've made sure to set this to listen, so that we're definitely not going to be recording over anything on the disc. Oh, here we go, moment of truth. Okay, the power's on. I'm not expecting it to do anything until I move this switch here. Here we go. Oh! Bloody hell, it's doing something! That's amazing. Oh, did it work? Did it not? Who knows? Well, spoiler alert, it didn't work. Of course, nothing ever works, does it? But we're not going to give up that easy. And this gives you an indication of the kind of video that you can expect on the Patreon, the bonus stuff. And it's normally a lot more unguarded, longer format. I can talk about things in much more detail and have a lot more fun because I don't have to worry about people's attention spans. The full version of this video is on the Patreon right now, and along with a load of other stuff, including PCB Gerber file downloads, a series of really helpful DIY electronics cheat sheets that I make. Just started doing live streams, which is really fun. We've got a really good community there on the Patreon, good group of people all chatting about fun stuff. And it goes without saying that all of that support really helps me trying to do more of this stuff and do it better. So I'll just give you a little moment to scroll down, have a little look at that Patreon link. You could just click the link. You could do that. I just keep scroll down, just keep going. I'm not doing anything more interesting in this video now. You just have a little look on there, and you can sign up for like £2 a month. £2 a month's not too bad, is it? And then if you want to get the downloads and stuff, you can upgrade at any time. And please, it really would help a lot. Thank you. You still here? Are you still here? I'm just. This is a really boring part of the video. You can scroll down and click on the Patreon link. Yeah, or the shop link. The shop link's good too. We got loads of good stuff on there, and thank you very much for watching. I'm gonna go now. I'll see you later. Yeah.